Yo, 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 yo! Triana Park has won LTV Supernova. Let's talk about it! That's right, Triana Park, led by the fierce singer Agnes, has won in Latvia. Their song Line is very electro meets pop meets a little bit of hip-hop. It's really out there. And after hearing so many boring songs this year, I'm really pleased to have a different flavor. Chris, what was your take on tonight's result?
I think that the best song won. And I think that the best performance won out of the four, if you look at them as a group. I don't know whether it's the best one for Eurovision, though. I think that they're a little bit maybe too edgy for juries. It's hard to tell, but I think that performance just stands out so much against everything else, both in Latvia and probably against everything else we've seen so far. I enjoy the song. It's not my number one favorite, but I think that they're good, and it's certainly something very different.
I thought it was just refreshing because we have so many ballads this year, and frankly, I was getting a little bit, what do you say, hysterical. Because I was like, no, don't make it another ballad, don't make it another ballad. So when Triana Park won, I was like, yes, something to dance, to party, to just have fun.
Yeah, a lot of songs in national finals this year are trying to go electro, and they all sound the same. But they've managed to go electro, and it sounds completely original. It sounds completely, well, like itself, like it is, out there, outre. I don't know what this is. I feel like I'm in a warehouse, and a bunch of slime just exploded. Neon green everything. Get my glow sticks out. But this gives it potential for Eurovision, because they can do something equally interesting on the big stage. I think last year Use didn't translate as well, but I feel like this, basically they just throw the whole kitchen sink at it, beating on everything, lots of color. And at Eurovision, you can take that to another level. We were just discussing before this video about Triana Park. Is that a place in Latvia? I don't know, but I know this. I imagine Triana Park as having lots of homeless people, lots of needles and drugs, lots of people partying late at night, lots of people getting pregnant, lots of people in the bushes doing God knows what, because they are edgy and avant-garde. Final point for me, if you go to their website at the moment, as of February, whatever, Sunday, you will see it's just two pictures of her, and she's got dreadlocks, and she's selling a cap that says crap spelled with a K. That's all you need to know. She's out there and she's doing her thing. Chris.
She is our Quen. That's all I'm going to say.
Queen!
And the thing is as well, in their semi-final, you've got like Norma John, you've got Lindita, you've got Taco. If this is a perfect show closer. Because imagine have a big explosion, splatter the audience with neon paint, whatever you want to do. This could really make a big impact. And I do think that it's just a bit of an awkward one because Latvia have struggled so often before the past 2 years. And I think that they need the jury support sometimes to do well. So I really hope the public gets behind this because I really like Latvia at Eurovision these days and I want them to do well. It's like the little train that could or something. I want to support Latvia. And if that means I have to dress in neon body stockings and dye my hair pink and blue or whatever I have to do, I will do it. Just get behind Latvia.
I'll pay to see that.
Yeah.
Kristen,
I'm ready for my glow sticks. This is just brilliant. It is. I get this little 90s goblin, techno goblin that lives, on my shoulder, and he's really, really, really happy now. No, I don't care if there's drug addicts in Triana Park. If that's a place, I'll go there. I'll party.
Let's do this! Kristen, do you think the juries will go for this?
It's difficult to say, really, because, Eurovision juries are unpredictable. I mean, they butchered Il Volo in 2015. but they could, completely go behind this. But, do you know if they're in Ukraine, if they're going to keep the voting procedure like they did last year in Sweden? Because are they going to do that? They're going to keep that Melfest.
I don't think they've announced it definitely, but I imagine that it worked, so I guess they'll keep it.
Yeah, so Latvia could become Poland 2016. He was just flatlining through the jury voting. And then during the televoting, he was like up. So that could happen for Latvia if they manage to go through.
My concern,
which I think they will.
At the moment is that fans are getting behind this like no other because we've had so many boring songs, and we're at 14 or 15 songs at the moment. But once more songs are out, I'm wondering if this will still have the kind of swell of fan support. Who knows? It's too early to judge. Chris, do you think it's long-lasting?
I think that it's probably will be to a certain degree. I think the main thing is obviously we've got to remember there'll be a lot of people who watch it for the very first time, either in the semi-final or the final. And, things like Navi still have a lot of support, and that's kind of very, folksy happy. This is kind of like dirty grungy, but they'll have their camps and they'll have people who will support them. And in a way, with the juries as well, I'm just thinking, they punished 2C in Montenegro, and that was very kind of out there, lots of strobe lighting through the performance. But then they supported Georgia last year, and they got 12 points from the UK jury. So it's I think this is a very unpredictable one. I think it's not going to be until the actual night of the semi-final where we'll probably know what's going to happen with Latvia.
Crazy comes in many colors, and this is very bright. I don't know what the hell I just said, but you can unpack that as you will. Look, there were other songs in this final. I gotta say, My Radiant You as a song for the radio, I really liked. The performance was maybe a little flat, though. It just didn't, especially compared to Triana Park, it didn't have that wow factor. But I will listen to that song again on Spotify at some point in the future. What were the other standouts for you guys?
Nothing. It was Triana Park all the way. I'm going to say a lot of things about Latvia, but they know how to put on a show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Beaver. The Beaver was the standout for me. No, I do like My Radiant You. And I did like the song, and I do think maybe that for a jury kind of song is probably better at Eurovision. And Santa and the Ludwig, they weren't bad, but I think compared with previous years, this Supernova was a little bit down on quality. And maybe you have to have the thing that Aminata wasn't there this year, and or an Aminata song even. She has gone to Lithuania, and Eista is probably going to win there. So I don't know whether this is an important year for Supernova, because if Triana Park don't do well, then suddenly it's Latvia only do well with an Aminata-based song. So hopefully, this is why I'm really hoping about them. It was an okay show, not the best Supernova ever, but good. It was a good top 2 songs.
Mm.
And I know earlier we said there's not a song like this. I hope it stays that way, because my fear is that so many countries are going, or in the national selections, there are a lot of electro songs trying to get through. And if there's suddenly a swell of electro songs, then this might lose its originality. But I don't see that happening, because as Chris said, this is dirty. That's the perfect word. It's dirty in a good way. We are in Triana Park, eating a taco. There are some crack vials. I'm not touching them. I'm watching my step, and I'm going to make it through. I'm going to get on that swing. In any case, that's what we think. What do you think? Are you loving Triana Park? Would you take your children there? Let us know in the comments here on wiwibloggs.
And don't forget to subscribe.
And of course, like the video.
And we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.